Well.
Like a concert around here, but
Yeah. It's around the front. Yeah, it's the front of this building.
who's entertaining, like who's singing and shit?
These guys.
Oh no shit. Y'all performing, right?
Just some good time rock and roll,
Yeah.
keeping it hot.
Yeah.
When that shit start?
7.
Right.
Should we clap?
Yeah, I think so. There'll be a clapping.
Are we clapping?
Yeah,
Dolly, tell me when it's good.
We are here with God's greatest band, Backhand. How did you earn that title?
God gave it to
God
us.
gave it to us.
A theophanous dream we all had.
Yeah.
That's fire. Wait, so is it like, what does he look like, or she?
Well, we're created in His image. He looks like us, so
It was personal.
not as crazy as you would think.
It was like that. You know what I'm talking about? When he kind of appears in the cloud.
That looked like Morgan Freeman to me.
So here in Utah, we kind of have a reputation where we're like outdoors people. Are you guys outdoorsy types?
Yeah.
I come from a long line of frontiersmen.
Yeah.
This dude's always fishing on the clock.
I'm fishing on the clock.
That's
I
awesome.
I'm fishing, bro.
Yeah, we're. I wouldn't say we're like outdoors guys, but we definitely enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah.
We enjoy being outdoors,
I
yeah.
think we're outdoors.
We're-
guys.
None of us have
we go camping,
Subarus.
we go fishing.
We're like shooting guns at dirt, kind of outdoors.
Pretend army, but with real guns.
I like hiking.
So like real army.
Yeah, but we're just
I love the
making up
troops.
what we're shooting.
That's a militia, not an army.
We do want to start
No, it's just a pretend game.
I'll cut the militia part out.
No,
Guys, keep
that's
it secret.
real.
You
We're
can
starting
level that.
Backhand's militia. Salt Lake City Backhand.
We're gonna arm
militia.
the homeless population.
Do you have a name for your fans? I like the Backhand militia. That's a start.
The handies.
The
The
handies.
handies.
That's been tossed around.
That's perfect.
Our friend Ian came up with that. I've got to give him credit. Yeah, he said
There's a car coming. But
one of those two-wheel cars.
if you guys were, in a hiking situation and you had to defend your own life against the wild animal as a group, because you guys had another interview where they said they wanted you guys to fight each other. I'm like, that's not good. Yeah, I want to test your
Now
team.
we're too strong of a team.
Yeah. So what animals could you fight and defeat?
Like a group of animals or one animal that we all fight?
One
together?
big powerful animal. There could be
Yeah.
a rhinoceros coming after you.
A beast mode silverback
Beast
gorilla?
mode. Super
And do we have weapons or just our bare hands?
Bare hands.
I think the
hands.
4 of us with our bare hands could probably handle like a bigger wild boar or maybe like
Maybe a black bear.
A black bear
juvenile-
for sure.
A black bear definitely.
Black bear, maybe one moose, like a girl moose.
Maybe an adolescent or something.
Yeah, if we were loud enough and just really lay into. Hey, what's up, Andrew?
What's up?
This
Yeah.
thing's pissed. It's not gonna settle down.
I think black bear would probably be a
Black
good
bear-
final answer.
Yeah.
I think you guys are selling yourself short.
Well,
honestly.
yeah, honestly,
I have a lot of respect for nature. I don't want to. If I was,
This is a
if I got put in
self-defense
real
situation.
you could take
self-defense
down like a
situation,
puma.
Well, yeah, but black bear's bigger than a puma.
if I had a spear and a shield, I could solo a
I
lot of
think,
them. Especially if all 4 of us had
All
a
4
spear
of
and a
us had
shield.
spear and shield. I think there's not a single animal we couldn't take.
No, yeah.
That's very fair.
A
You guys are
pregnant mammoth.
Spartans at that point.
I think that's proof of
Yeah.
a good band. You guys have good
Yeah.
teamwork skills.
for sure.
Yeah.
You guys are going up on a tour coming up,
Yeah.
and what city are you most excited to be visiting?
I'm excited to play in San Diego. We
Yeah, I
just
was
have a
gonna
lot of
say
friends there.
Dago as well, but
You guys played there before?
yeah.
I'm stoked for every single day of my life.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty
It's a
awesome.
good message. You guys have any crazy touring stories, like misadventures? Or...
Misadventures.
Misadventures.
There was a
Yes,
time
one
we were
time-
driving back from Denver, and I think only me and Matt were awake, and we were pulling a U-Haul, and like snow was drifting onto the road and like getting packed by the cars, and so it was really, really icy.
Yeah.
And we were pulling a U-Haul, and all of a sudden like the U-Haul started like like sliding off the road, and it pulled the van, and we were like fishtailing.
Jesus.
There were semis everywhere,
Oh my
and
God.
we had been driving on 0 miles to empty for like 15 minutes. But we made it.
Some of our friends from San Diego, they're in a band called Project Sellout. They do this funny thing like when they're on tour where they try and get people to let them sleep in their own bed. And
Like at their houses?
yeah, so we would like go to someone's house who'd like already agreed to like let us sleep there, which is like it was crazy because there's like 11 of us at the time, and then they're like, let me sleep in your bed, and this girl was like, okay, and she was like, I'll just sleep on the couch and you can sleep in my bed, and then she was like just being so nice that they were just like, actually no, I won't do that to you.
Some people are too nice.
Mitch went down a mega ramp on a sled naked one time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was one of the funnest misadventures. We like stopped at a skate park and it was just really snowy and cold outside, and so we just had a sled. But they had a
They
whole
got
ass
naked?
like mega ramp, like a
Pretty cool.
big ass half pipe, and we all sled down it. And then I got naked and sled down.
Life on the road can be crazy. Have you ever seen anything crazy happen in the pit?
Yeah, one time I used to told people to slap fight in the pit,
Oh,
or
that
slap
was
box, and some kids were slap boxing in the pit. I've seen some cartwheels, army crawls.
Army, that's dangerous.
Army crawl is sick.
That's a rescue operation.
Usually, I'll hear about stuff after, like somebody will be like, "Oh, I broke my leg at your show," or like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
someone
broke
has
my
broken.
ankle," or "I
This
broke
guy
my
came up
arm."
to us and he was like, "I broke my femur at your show,"
Wow.
but he was at the next one.
Not a seasonal.
Yeah, me and Ben
that's-
pulled a girl out of a pit.
Yeah, that was just
Having a
kind of
seizure.
scary.
That's
No,
horrifying.
I know that is scary.
Yeah.
She was
That's a
doing
real
some pit
misadventure.
moves that I had never seen before.
Dude, she
Oh,
was,
no.
she was
like,
doing
kind of
pit moves
flopping
called
around.
Speed. And I think she was on like uppers or something
Oh my
that
God.
made her have a seizure.
That's
She hit her
crazy.
head on the sound table too on her way
Yeah.
down.
It's
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But she was cool. She was good. The ambulance pulled up, checked on her.
Is there any other like crazy stuff that you guys have told the crowd to like do? Or anything
Any fun
like that?
requests? Crowd participation?
We tell people, Mitch will tell people to jump their highest, and people will do that.
Because we
We'll
heard
say
somebody
jump
say
is
it one time, and
yeah.
I thought it was so
And it was
funny. She's
here.
like, everybody jump as high
We
as
won't
you
say
can."
how
Everybody's
so
everybody's hitting the ceiling of Kilby Court.
It was here.
They were like, "What's up, Salt Lake City?" to like 20 people. It's like just our homies. I love canned like stage guy banter where they're like, "How's everybody doing tonight, Salt
Hey,
Lake
everybody.
City?"
You should play it up. They should play it up.
Yeah.
Everybody
I
put
love
your
that.
hands together and let's boogie.
Put your
Yeah.
warm hands together for this next boogie.
Yeah. The one night I did say, "Let's put your warm hands together," like a lot.
Do you have any influences to your music that are not punk or not music at all?
I would say, I would
Yeah.
say we get most of
Yeah,
our
for
influence
sure.
from stuff that's not music. Just a lot of movies. We like watching
movies.
Oh, yeah?
Movies.
Different.
I think a lot
entertainment.
about
Video games.
like honky tonk music, or like lately I've just been really into Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Freebird like every day.
Yeah.
Which brother is it, Johnny or Ronnie? Who's the one that died?
Ronnie Van Zant?
Mr. Van Zant just talks about like having simple lyrics that relate to people. He's like, you just gotta say things in the plainest way possible, and he's like, no, strike somebody's heart.
I just watched a
I think
movie the
about
other
that.
night called The Last Detail.
Oh, yeah.
I watched The Last
Oh,
Detail
yeah.
with Lucas, and I was like, yeah, that could be, I'll put that into something.
Yeah.
That's cool. You said video games inspired?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna come
video
back to that
games.
too.
For sure.
You know, what are your songs? There was a girl in the color guard. Was it the bass or guitar light sounds a lot like video game music to me.
Oh,
yeah.
I think, yeah, the
that's
guitar
the
riff is pretty
guitar.
video.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
can see that.
That one, it's usually the way that we like write a lot of music is like, well, Mitch or I will have a riff in our voice memos, and then just so it doesn't say like you were addressed for like the 50th time, I'll give it just like the first like 3 or 4 words that pop into my head.
Yeah.
And Girls in the Color Guard was just that.
Yeah.
And then we ended up like making the lyrics about that.
Yeah. That happens pretty often.
Yeah.
Did you have a crush on a girl in the color guard?
No, I just think
I
it's
was
a
just
cool
like
idea.
They're sick.
the sentiment of the song is kind of like "Stop and Smell the Roses," but it was like, "Have you ever seen the girls in the color guard?" Like,
You guys have a song called Everywhere Man where you kind of talk about, this is very relatable to me, like gang stalking. And
Yeah.
basically gang stalking. And do you guys believe in any, I mean, gang stalking is obviously real, but like any other conspiracies?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, sure.
I can't talk about it.
Some of them we can't talk about.
Oh
No,
shit.
I'm
To be honest, that song is like not even about gang stalking, so it's funny that you say that.
glad that you
'Cause it's
think
like, I'm
that.
glad that you
That's
think
cool.
that. It's really funny. Like one time, this dude came up to us. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
like-
yeah.
He was like, "Oh, is that song? We have a song called Sleep Sweat that's like is about having like night terrors."
Yeah.
Which I like say in the song. I say the word night terrors.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I didn't realize it until just today. I listened to the song like 100 times." And he was like, "The song is about night terrors." And I was like, "He's like, is that true?" And I was like, "It's true." No, I do believe in gang-stalking. I actually, honestly, all the time I look in my rearview mirror, and if someone is behind me for more than like 3 turns, I immediately am like,
Huh?
I'm gonna have to fight
Sometimes
this guy.
I wonder
probably.
if
FBI vans and stuff.
FBI vans. Yeah.
Have you heard the conspiracy that like if you keep going over Antarctica, like it just keeps going?
That's
There's
fucked.
another little
Like the
world.
continent is
That's
like
way
bigger
worse than just
they
flat.
say.
that's like the hollow
balls.
Earth stuff. Like there's a
Conrad's
portal
way
into
into
the
the
hollow Earth.
That's probably real.
He says in the Bible, it says like God separated the firmament from the firmament, so he thinks outer space is just water. Like
That's really
inside, like
That's really
Earth, and
awesome.
it's water outside.
Those are all way cooler than.
I think real conspiracy theory. I think that the Secret Service accidentally shot Jeff. There's y'all ever heard of the Giant of Kandahar?
I've not heard of that.
That's
That,
what
like,
John
the US
talked about on
military?
the last
John talked
interview.
about
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
no, the
yeah.
Giant of Kandahar is really cool. I'd love to believe that that was real. That
I don't
the
wanna believe in
Marines
giants.
shot that giant.
Dude, I'd
He
love to
murked
see
their
like the
friend.
body cam footage of that.
That sounds
fucking
sick.
fight.
Dude, and I've been trying to draw this parallel for so long, but I've seen like artist renditions of the Giant of Kandahar, and he's blue,
He's always
and he has red hair, and he has 6 fingers on each hand. And Billy from Adventure Time looks exactly the same.
They knew.
And I'm like, did they do that
Did they
because
know?
of the Giant of Kandahar?
They were in
Was
talks
it
with
run
the
the same
Giant.
way. But it makes me think like they had to have based that off of something. Like, is there some kind of like old like Judeo-Christian text that talks about giants being blue?
Dude,
and having
today I
6
watched a
fingers and red
YouTube
hair?
video about the Muffin Man being an old Jewish like mysticism spell. Actually,
Oh yeah, you said movies inspired you, particularly old movies.
Just anything awesome. I love movies a lot. I rarely watch a movie that I think is bad.
You do always find something to enjoy in it.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. And like I've worked on movies with my friends and stuff, and like after making a movie, I'm always like, if you just get a movie made, that's really impressive.
It's a miracle,
so
yeah.
That's so true.
So I don't know. I do like watching movies a lot, and I do watch a lot of older movies when it's like
we're
it comes
fans.
up.
We're
but-
big fans of like movies with lots of
Carpenter.
fighting. Yeah, John
Kung Fu
Carpenter,
movies.
kung fu movies.
The
We
Raid.
watch a lot of those.
The Raid. I actually haven't seen the
The
Raid.
Raid's
fire.
like I've seen the Raid.
Yeah.
We just watched like we watched some movies by this guy Sammo Hung. He's like a Hong Kong
Yeah,
guy.
Millionaire Express.
Millionaire Express is one
really
we just
good.
watched of his, and then or like Billy Blanks. Do you guys know who that guy is?
Not familiar.
He's like an old kung fu
I've only
guy.
seen one of his movies.
He's got like it's like TC 2000, like Claw of the Eagle or something like that. That who's that really buff guy who's in Bloodsport?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Bolo
Young.
Bolo Young is
Young.
also in that movie, and he's like he's probably the coolest guy who's just been the most jacked ever.
It's awesome.
He's the bad guy in Bloodsport. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yeah, I've seen Bloodsport.
He's
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy who
he's-
does
he's
that
fucking
goofy
crazy.
He's
thing.
the guy who's like,
Yeah.
you can see like pumps up the crowd. I actually did that before shows for a while, and I'd walk out, I'd be like, and then Matt would be like, Kumite, Kumite. Yeah. We almost named a song Kumite,
Full
like
Contact.
2 days ago. Yeah.
We ended up naming it Expect No Mercy, which is another
Which is a
Billy
Billy
Blanks
Blanks movie.
which I actually haven't seen, but Matt has seen it.
I've seen it.
Speaking of upcoming songs, what's in the future for Backhand?
We're releasing an album. We just submitted it like a couple days ago, so and we ordered the cassettes just barely. So it's
Awesome.
the real
It's
deal.
incoming.
It's all out there, just waiting to become
What's the album called?
real.
It's called The Big Game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
you
that
guys
is
heard
hard.
it first. We haven't
Yeah,
announced it
that's-
yet.
Yeah, we
That's
haven't
the
announced it
first
yet. I don't
time
know when
that-
this will come out, but
Probably next week or so.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay,
announce
yeah,
it on
I
the
think
4th.
we're gonna announce it.
Well, we're gonna announce it not on the 4th, but the album comes out August 4th.
Awesome.
Because we're gonna post about it on like Monday. So
And,
Dude, that's so hard. I'm so hyped.
yeah.
it should be sick. It's great. It's 10 tracks of piping hot rock and roll.
Yeah, we described it on a thing we had to fill out the other day for a submission as 10 tracks of Stone Cold Slap Your Stepdad rock and roll.
It's like just the best type of rock and roll.
I've noticed you mentioned stepdads a lot, and my dad in particular.
Do you have a stepdad?
I do.
How do you feel about it?
He lives at my house for sure.
Don't
That's not a lot to go on.
don't listen to our music around it, though.
Dude, don't
Yeah,
listen
it's
to
dangerous.
music. You might. Have you ever seen what's the movie where the kid just like walks in and shoots his stepdad?
That's
He, like,
crazy.
Yo,
Do you know what I'm talking about? He like walks in, sees his mom. Holy shit! It's literally that movie.
No, I'm thinking of a
Gang.
way
It's
gnarlier
literally
movie.
Gridiron Gang. It's a movie.
the football movie?
Yes, it's a football movie. So it's a movie where Dwayne The Rock Johnson is like he's training these like juvie kids to play football, and like one of the main characters, his like story is that he walked in, saw a guy beating his mom, his stepdad, and he shot him and killed him.
The Big Game is actually a concept album based on
About Gridiron Gang.
About that scene.
First rated R movie. That's the first rated R movie I ever saw.
Well, thank you for this interview, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
for
that
that.
was
You
awesome.
guys, how many interviews have you guys done so far?
This is our second interview ever.
Oh,
It
nice.
was the first one was John and
The,
then
sec- the
Yeah.
first one was
Wow,
John from
fire.
Fish Tank.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
super
That's
sick.
an honor,
We're
yeah.
in good company.
Thanks for
Yeah,
not
yeah.
charging us $500.
Yeah.
If I would have known that I could charge you $500.
Next interview, charge those bastards.
I guess we could still beat you up. In that Lyndon Skinner documentary, they talk about how like he would the singer Ronnie Van Zant, he would like drink during the interview and like progressively as he got drunk, like by the end of the interview, he's like, I'm gonna beat you up to the interviewer. He's like, how do you think you're gonna get out of here? He's like, you gotta go through me to get out of the interview.